There's an argument going on Twitter about one tweet which has been liked almost 700,000 times. And this tweet contains one question which is meant to determine whether or not you're a good person in society. In what is being dubbed shopping trolley theory, the question is, do you return your shopping trolley when you're done with it? When I first read it, I actually overanalyzed it. I thought it must refer to the way that we shop at the moment, where you get your trolley, disinfect it, do your shopping, and then when I get back, I disinfect it again. So I'm protected, and then the next person who uses it after me is also protected. But it isn't that complicated. It is simply, do you return your trolley when you've done with it? And that question is perfect. If you are fundamentally a good and decent member of society, when you finish loading your shopping into your car, you'll put the trolley back into one of the allocated trolley bays. And if you don't, you're a selfish bastard. And there's only one exception to this rule, the one group of people for whom not putting their trolley back doesn't mean they're a total prick, are the severely disabled. But I've noticed that when disabled people have to leave their shopping cart next to their parking space, they always make sure the brakes are on the trolley, so it doesn't just fucking roll into someone else's car. Whereas the bone-idle arseholes that can't be bothered to take it back, they'll get into their car and happily watch the trolley they've just used roll across the car park towards someone else's motor, because fuck it isn't theirs. Look out for this next time you're at the supermarket. The spaces nearest the door always have loads of trolleys by them, because these are the lazy fuckers that can't be bothered to walk an extra 10 yards. They have to be as close to the door as possible. And when they finish with their trolley, fuck it, it's someone else's problem. One group of people that do this a lot are parents with young children parked in the parent and child spaces, and they often use the excuse they can't leave their child alone in the car. However, the parent and child parking spaces are always right outside the front of the store, by the main shopping trolley parks. So could your child not be left alone for 1 minute in a locked car? Or come with you to return the trolley? Or at the very least, put the brakes on the fucking thing like disabled people do? Of course not. They're using their child as an excuse to be lazy. These are the same people whom, if they can't find a parent and child space, will park in a disabled bay. And that's what's so brilliant about this shopping trolley theory. It's a very easy way to see who's a selfish twat. Members of the selfish bastard community have tried to come up with excuses to justify their behaviour. Such as, by not returning a trolley, I'm keeping someone in a job. Bullshit. That's just another excuse for being fucking lazy. And as far as jobs go, I can't think of many that are worse than endlessly walking around a car park in the pissing rain. Do you really want to make their life any harder? These people are employed to take the trolleys from the trolley bays back to the front of the store, not to go out hunting down the ones that have been released by the lazy bastards on some sort of mystical quest. And using the excuse that your disgusting behaviour is somehow keeping someone in a job. How about we apply that elsewhere? Well, you know, I was worried the local council were going to start laying people off, so I've started fly tipping. I was worried about potential redundancies in the fire brigade, so I set fire to an orphanage. I was concerned about falling numbers of police officers, and that's why I've got 9 dead prostitutes in my garage. So what can be done to transform these selfish fucktards into decent members of society? Well, for me, if I see someone letting a trolley roll away as they're getting in their car, what I like to do, leave it behind the car and put the brake on. At least they'll have to get out and move it, and if they don't, they'll reverse their own car into it. Thus, they will damage their own vehicle rather than damaging somebody else's. And if that doesn't work, then maybe supermarkets could employ someone to walk around their car parks with an electric cattle prod. And I will happily volunteer for that job. Or an easier solution would be to go back to when you had to put a pound coin in to get your trolley and retrieve it when you took it back. That way no one would leave them. I think I've been on lockdown so long now I'm starting to go a bit stir crazy. I've just spent an entire hour walking around a nature reserve talking about nothing but fucking shopping trolleys.